We're going to start with an upper body warm-up. So let's just start by rolling your shoulders. And as we move through all of these warm-up exercises, we're going to make sure we don't have too much flexion through the spine. So our main focus is on getting things warmed up around the spine, but without doing a huge amount of forward folding and trying to maintain that neutral position through your back. So start with those shoulder rolls back, and then those shoulders are going to come forward. So we just gently stretch out here. And then from here, let your hands come together. So backs of the hands together, eyes down. So it's okay to have a little bit of flexion through the spine. And as the weeks progress, you can start to build more into it, add more into it. But we're always focusing on that stability first and that movement second. So bring your hands in, eyes down. Just feel that you gently open through the back, and then breathe in. And particularly as you do this in-breath, think about your tail coming down, those ribs lifting up. So you start to create some movement there. That's going to give you a bit more space to breathe as well. So eyes down, and then open up and stretch out. Then we start to just move into some arm swings here, gently forwards and backwards. And feel as you swing those arms, they're coming up to your shoulders and back. And then slow that down, and we'll start to lift to the balls of the feet. Let the hands come down, up and lower, up and lower. Now, if you notice, I'm just bringing my hands up to shoulder height in front, because what I don't want is for us to swing. So we're just maintaining that stability through the arms as we come up. Then we could just lift and add a bend, up and lower, up and lower, up and lower. And with all these, you're thinking perhaps about 45 seconds to a minute as we do these exercises. Now let one knee lift up now and balance. And as we balance, we want to feel your tail drops down. We've got that connection through your tummy. Lower the knee down, breathe in, exhale. Other knee lifts up and lowers. And once you start to do a few more of these, becoming more aware of what those hips are doing. So sometimes those hips will hitch up. So feel those hips are level and lower. Breathe out, lift. Inhale, lower. Breathe out, lift. Inhale, lower. One more on each side. Let your knee lift. Bring it down. And then lift and lower. Feet now around hips width apart. Just take that focus again towards that shape through your back. So you want to feel the tail drops down, that sense of the hips lifting up to the ribs, those ribs coming in. Take some deep breaths here, breathing into your ribs and out. And again, in and out. And then lift up to the balls of your feet and lower. And then just lift your toes and then come back. So you get this gentle forwards and backwards movement. If I shuffle back, you can see that a little better. Balls of the feet and heels. This is going to challenge your balance, your proprioception just a little bit. So do feel with all of this, you're near a wall or you're near a chair, just to help with your balance. And then as you come back to me, breathe in here, let that leg come up to the side. So you're just changing direction. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And then you can do the same thing, but just take that leg behind you and in and lift and lower. And I think what's really important is we start to get more comfortable with that backwards movement as well. So on to both feet, a little bend through the knees. Gently let your tail come under. So I said no flexion. We're going to get some gentle pelvic tilts here to see how the back is feeling, to just get that back moving. And we're focusing on the lumbar spine here as well. So in and back. And then just step one foot back and in. Step your foot back and in. You just get that gentle rocking. Again, if I step back, you can see my feet a bit better. In and back. in and back. And one thing I would encourage you to do in addition to this workout is each time you get to the bottom of your stairs, just to start to build that confidence again, can you feel that you can just step up the stairs and step back down the stairs? So you step up the stairs and you step back down the stairs, but then do it in reverse, so the step's behind you. So you step onto the step and you step down from the step. Use your support, just starting to get more comfortable with it, because I think that's going to be a bit of a block for you. So that's your warm-up. So let's move on to our standing strength. We're going to start with some squats, but we're going to use the chair support squats in the first instance, and that's just to make sure that we're not tipping forwards when you're squatting, which I think is going to be really important for your back. Now I've got the ball here, it's not very heavy, but again, this is more about keeping upright rather than it is about adding resistance. So you're going to sit down onto the chair and then up to standing. Now this might feel really, really remedial in the first instance, and by all means have a lower chair, but we're going to just come down and lift, and really paying attention to, if I turn to the side, what we don't want is this. What I want you to feel, if anything, is that as you sit, lift the ball a little higher and then up to standing, and that is just to try and feel that your back is upright. That will feel like enough at this stage. So we sit down, we come up, we're just looking at 10. I have lost count, so that's not very helpful, is it? We're going to do 10. Let's just do 2 more. In and up, and again down and up. Then pop that weight down. Our static lunge. So we start to build confidence in your lunges again. So your feet are hips width apart. We take that big step back, and I want you to feel it's a long lunge. Pick up your heel, you know these. We want to feel hip comes under, ribs come in, also that chin, because if the head comes forwards, the rest comes forwards. And hold this position, collarbone open, hold that position. We're thinking about holding for, in the first instance, 10 seconds, building up to 20, building up to 30. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. So you come and hold your lunge. We've got a nice straight line down here, tummy coming in, ribs coming in, chin in, chest open, shoulders back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Then from here, we're going to do some, it's like a farmer's walk, but slightly modified, because I want you to start to get more comfortable using weights again. So 2s or 3s here, and you're going to just step forwards. So it's a mini lunge, lift the knee. Step forwards, mini lunge, lift the knee. Step back, mini lunge, lift the knee. Step back, mini lunge, lift the knee. Now, if you had a little bit more space, you could do more before you come forwards and backwards. So we're really not going low. It's just like a kind of more than a walk. In, down, lift. And my main focus for you on this is, again, just starting to add a little bit more load to the body, that balance, that confidence, and going backwards, because I think that's really important. So we've just done 2 sets of those. Then from here, so let's just pop those weights down onto the floor. We've got a little bit of impact now, so just loosen those shoulders. And then from here, I'm going to just do your side step with your knee lift, because we want to add a little bit of sideways movement. And to begin with, we just step and lift, step and lift. Again, this is about your balance, but don't underestimate standing on one leg, moving on one leg is that strength, unilateral strength of working one leg at a time, and that's it. And then of course you can make that more energetic or wider as you start to feel more confident. In, lift, in, lift. That's it. So just those 4 exercises there. We are going to do those again. So let's come back to our squat. Grab my chair, pop my weights down. We come on in, and that's into the chest. Now I'm just going to slow it down a little bit this time. We come down, 2, up, 2, down, 2, up to head height, up, 2, again, down and lift. And we're feeling the tummy, and remember the weight coming up just to keep the body more upright. Sit those hips back, feel the weight in your heels, in and up, taking time, in and up. Last 2 here, down. So your first aim, 10, you can make that 12, you can make that 15, once you just start to get more familiar with the movements, in and lift. Thank you, aeroplane. Nice timing. Then from here, our held lunge. So let's get that chair out of the way. Obviously have a chair on hand if you would feel more comfortable. Your lunge position, we come on down. We're going to open the hip, chest open, shoulders down. Again, we're here for 20 seconds. So just feel that chin comes in, collarbone open, fingertips down, hold. Feel that weight in the front heel. You can wiggle your toes. Really important to feel that weight is back. Tail down. Imagine that apple core on the inside. 3, 2, 1, up. And then the same thing over to the other side. Why I'm doing that with my weights in the way, I do not know. Let's come down. Feet hips width apart. It's fine if you need to have your hand on something when you're doing this, just for that balance. Think about that weight in your front heel. Wiggle your toes. Hip under, chin, ribs. Everything starts to pull back. Then we feel here. Nice big breaths into your ribs. As you get more confident and comfortable with this, you can come a little lower. 3, 2, 1. We come on up. Then the funny walks. You can do these in any order, by the way. Just what makes more sense with those weights. So weights down by your sides. In, lunge, lift the knee. In, lunge, lift the knee. Step back. Lunge, lift the knee, step back, lunge, lift the knee. Again, forwards, lunge, lift the knee, forwards, lunge, lift the knee. We step back, lunge, lift the knee, back, lunge, lift the knee. Pop those weights down into a nice side jump. So we come across, and again, to start off with, no reason why you can't do that side step and tap the foot down on the floor. Across and over, and then we just start to add the knee lift. In, across, in, across, in, across. In, last few here, step, lift, step, lift, step, lift, step, lift. And then just before you come onto the next section, just heels to bottom, always thinking about that balance, moving in all those different directions. Up, 2, 3, 4. And then once you start to get more familiar with that, you could repeat that section another time. But I think for starters, we're looking for a half an hour workout, so 2 of those sets is fine. So moving on to upper body, and we're going to start with our wall push-ups, and I think these will just be a little kinder on your wrists, just on your wrists, just can't say wrists, wrists to start off with. Once you feel more comfortable with this, by all means take it down into a box push-up. I think this is going to just work a little better. So your hands are, can you see, we're just in front of your shoulders. So if you were down on the floor, they would be under your shoulders too. But just watch your back in this position. If I tuck this in, you'll see a little better. In this position, we're just tucking under slightly. We don't want your bottom coming out. So we're still thinking about neutral. And then we just come forwards and we come up. Now, at this stage, your hands probably need to be a little higher than I would like them to be, mainly because I don't want you having too much of an angle on that wrist. So have them where they need to be, but definitely at least nose in line with the tops of the fingers rather than them being any higher. So that's your sort of end point. And with these, focus first on the shoulder blades moving, on pushing out. So there's all sorts of places. You could start here with these, with those shoulder blades, yeah? And then you add those push-ups. So we're looking at doing 8 of those push-ups. Then from here, we are going to move on. So we're going to grab your weights down into your sides, and then the little shoulder blade squeezes here. So it's all about keeping movement, keeping mobility through your shoulders. Up, lower, up, lower, up, lower. And then from here, let me move this so we've got a little bit more room. We come into our shoulder front raises. So we've got 1 foot forwards, hands down by your side. So we've got that control through your tummy. Again, that tail is coming under. And then from here, we're going to bring the weights forwards and back. So we're trying to feel the arms stay straight. They come up to shoulder height. We just gently pause at the top. And this is core as well as shoulders and upper body. Again, we're going for 8. 3 and 2 and 1. And back. And then I'm also going to include an upright row here. So feel the weight comes forwards into the fronts of your feet. Again, we're going to just roll those shoulders and we lift elbows up and down. Now these weights are way too light for this, but you could be thinking about doing 5 kilos. Again, doesn't have to be much because this is just about maintaining, about maintaining what you've got rather than at this point building the strength and really focusing on keeping the movement in your shoulders, which is super important. Last 3 and 2 and 1 and down. Pop those weights down to the floor. And then from here, before we come on to the next step, I just want you to feel, so one hand on the other, we just let the arms come up, down to the sides, let the arms come up. So we're just thinking about that range of movement through your shoulders. Let the arms come up, looks like that, down to the sides. So let the ribs move, let the arms come up, down to the sides. And then we're back to the wall for our push-up. So round 2, hands again, here, that tail under. Breathe in, breathe out, and in, and out. And we could just do the shoulder blades and push, or we can make that bigger and out. We've got 4 more. In and push, in and push. 2 more now. In and push. 1 more time. In and push. Then grab those weights. And from here, you just move this again ever so slightly. And then in this position, those little shoulder shrugs, up, back, up, down, up, down, up. 1 foot forwards, shoulders back, so we're strong here. Breathe out and in, and lift and lower. Come up and down and up and lower. 4 more now. Lift and down, lift and down. 2 more here. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Then from here, feet about hips with the part weight in the front of the feet. Elbows and down, elbows and down. So we think about those hands coming up in front, that weight in the fronts of the feet. So from the side, it looks like this. Up and in, up and in. 2 more. Up and in, up and down. And then those weights come down And we're just going to think about the movement now through the shoulders. So from here, those arms together, breathe in and round. Breathe in and round. Breathe in, come round. One more time. Breathe in and round. So section 4 is some standing core work, keeping this all upright today. So we're going to start with these knee lifts. So we're really thinking about this connection through your tummy, your tail coming down, ribs coming in. So to start off with, just have your hands on your tummy. Breathe out, in. Breathe out. Feel the tummy comes away from your hands and lower. Breathe out and lower. Then I want you to bring one arm up like we've done with the kick before. You're going to breathe out and tap down, out and in, out and in, out, other side. Bring this arm up, out and in, out and in, out and in, out and down. Then come back to face me. A little bend through your knees. So we've done this, you know, this is the cross. We come round in a cross position. Hands onto your hips, let your shoulders come down. Again, really thinking about tail down, ribs in, little bend through the knees. Pick up one foot, breathe out, tap down, inhale up, out to tap, in to come up, out to tap, in to come up. So we tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift. 2 more sets on this leg. Your progression is to lift the leg off the floor as we do these. Out, in, out, in, out, down. And then the same thing on the other side. Little bend through the knees. Let your knee lift up, hold. We tap, come in, tap. Maybe bring your fingertips here to get that awareness through your tummy. Tap and in, tap and in, tap. That progression, the leg comes out, we come up, out and in, out and back and again, out and in, out and in, out and back. Then I want you to grab your ball, so your squeezy ball, we're going to bring it between your hands, let your shoulders come back. This is very much thinking about your tummy. So if I turn to the side, take a nice big breath into your ribs. And on your out breath, you're going to press that ball. But as you do, think about drawing your hips up to your ribs and lifting up through your pelvic floor. So we get everything working together. That big breath in. Exhale, press. Lift up. Big breath in. Exhale, press, squeeze the ball, lift through the pelvic floor, lift through the tummy muscles. Again, big breath in. Exhale, squeeze, lift up, and then bring that ball down to the floor, all the way down. And then from here, those hands onto your ribs. Again, like we did at the start, take that big breath in. Feel the ribs open, exhale, and then for you, really feel like you're making this smaller around your tummy. Breathing in, focusing on that head position, exhale. One more breath here, and out. And then before we move on to our stretches, I want you to come to the wall because I think this alignment through your back is really important. So your head into the wall, draw your chin in, collarbone open, so your shoulder blades are on the wall, pelvis into the wall, ribs in, take that big breath in, exhale, draw your hips up and in towards your ribs, big breath in, draw your hips up and in towards your ribs, try and make your pelvis bigger on the wall, the ribs bigger on the wall, so we really feel that connection. So gently from here, let your ear come to your shoulder and stretch. And with all of these stretches, just what works well for you. And then up and over, particularly when it comes to the thoracic spine. And up, we're going to look over your shoulder. We have included a lot of mobility within each section. So really, this is just to feel that you're kind of energized and ready. And then that side bend again, not reaching too far. By no means come to your full range. Just reach over and up and over. The difference with this type of flexion, this side flexion, we're not adding any load. So things like your roll back, rolling like a ball, stuff like that, we've got load. This is unloaded, so it's just that little bit safer, feels kinder. And then bring your hands onto your hips. And just feel hands come down, but the back is long. Really important exercise to just come back to that reminder for your back. Bottom out, draw your tummy up to your back. Come in, we've got that hip hinge forwards. Start to come up. Again from here, hip hinge forwards. Start to come up, and then breathe in, your arms come up. Exhale, your elbows come on down, backs of your hands together. Again, breathe in, bring your arms up. Elbows down, open up through your chest, backs of your hands together. And once again from here, up, up, slowly out. Arms out nice and wide. Take a big breath in and come on.